So Gemini have brought out guided learning, and this is you can do it in your own time. You can try it now during your lesson. I really don't mind because you are 11, 12 years old. Your parents might have restricted this, and you can ask them and all that kind of stuff. I do let my children use this. So we'll go to Gemini. You can go to more tools all the way down here and guided learning. Okay. Now, as I said, down here on the right hand side, just stick to the normal Flash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just going to upload the file. Okay, and I'm going to say right. I want to have a look at deforestation. Okay, I click on deforestation. There it goes. Right, it's all the way up there. Deforestation. Okay, right. I want to learn this. That's all I've said. Now I've put the current tool that we're using. So the current document that we've got, and you can just download. You can click on it on Miro and download it. And what it's going to do now is create what called a baseline quiz, a quiz to find out what you do and what you don't know. All right, and that's really interesting because it means it will find your holes. Let's explore deforestation. Rah rah rah. Where would you like to begin? Choose one of the entry points below. Deforestation and climate, land use and biodiversity, the science of peat bogs. These are three things you're supposed to know. So I'm going to say deforestation and climate. I'll just say, let's do number one. Okay. Now, it goes into it, tells you about it, and I can actually turn around and say, actually, that's too much writing. Can you shrink the amount of text down, but you must keep the keywords. All right, although I can't type, there you go, lots of typing errors. And the really nice thing for someone like me, who has ADHD, is it really doesn't care about my typos. It can work it out, which means I can actually concentrate on what I'm doing. All right, so here you go. So photosynthesis, living trees absorb carbon dioxide to grow. Deforestation, cutting down a substance from absorbing CO2 because absorb it using photosynthesis. Burning. If burnt, the carbon stored inside the wood reacts and escapes into the air as CO2 gas. So to answer this question, what gas is released in the atmosphere when wood is burned? Well, carbon dioxide. All right. So it's asked me a question. I've put the answer in. And then what I can say is, as it tinkers away, one of the nice things I can say is, as I'm waiting for it to respond, can you check my learning? All right. And ask me some questions or something. So I'm trying to write like a teenager, and that doesn't really work very well for me because I'm not one. Okay. So here is your first question. Imagine a large forest is completely cut down, but the wood is safely stored in a dry warehouse and never burnt or left to rot. Based on what you just learned, does this specific situation still cause carbon dioxide to build up in the atmosphere? Yes, because the trees are dead and do not absorb. Now we'll make a mistake. Oxygen, right? They don't absorb carbon dioxide, but I've purposefully made a mistake. I want to see if it catches it. It says here, you're exactly right that carbon dioxide will still build up in the atmosphere. However, let's look at the gas involved. Living trees actually absorb carbon dioxide to grow, not oxygen, when they're cut down. That absorption stops completely. Let's try one more quick question to finish up this topic. Imagine we plant a brand new forest right next to the one we just cut down. What process will these new growing trees use to start pulling that CO2 back out of the air? And that is, let's do it right, photosynthesis. Right? So plants absorb carbon dioxide by photosynthesis. Now, the thing, I'll be honest, I like about it, one of the key things I like about it, it doesn't care about spelling. All right, so there you go. Since you have a great handle on this, how would you like to proceed? Land use and or the science of peat bogs. And so this is a really nice way to learn things. Okay. And as you go, guided learning. What else do you think is there? Share via drive, share via drive. I don't know, files. Do you know what? Let's do that, shall we? Share via drive. Connect to Google Drive. All right. Proceed. Add people restricted. Anybody with the link can access that. All right, let's try it. I'm going to copy link. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to send that link to you guys in the chat and pin it. There you go. And hopefully you can access that. Okie dokie. So that's the new